Hey everyone, welcome back to Savour Local Eateries. I am so excited to be here with my dear friend Jessica Taccone. You've probably noticed her on one of our episodes with the Complete Burger, but today we get to dive deep with her, see what's going on in East Hampton, and her giving us insight what's happening at the Maidstone. So how's it going, Jessica?
It's going pretty good considering, this crazy world.
I know.
Just trying to keep it going, help out my friends here at the Maidstone. They've been helping me out. They put my burger on their menu, so we're
Oh,
super excited
wow.
to have another restaurant under our belt, especially, during these trying times. The more people that we can do business with and try to generate some work, it's good. And they're just trying to keep it together over here, doing some takeout and delivery just to keep business going. They're also considered a safe haven because they have
Ooh.
cottages that you can rent out that are, you don't have to have any contact within the hotel. So it's this private entrances. They have these clean air filters. They're doing, super like deep cleans for all the rooms. So if somebody wants to come out and, have a safe place to stay, this is the place.
So I've never been to the Maidstone, so I'm excited when things get better. I can go there and explore as well as taste
You have
their menu. I heard the chef's amazing.
Chef's
So
fantastic. He's new, actually. He just started here. Richard Pims,
Richard
local
Pims.
guy. He is so good. The food's phenomenal. Right now, they're running a bit of a limited menu. It's not their full menu,
Okay.
but they have a lot of really great things to offer and some good variety. So, if you just want some down home, good American cooking, this is the place for you.
So is that what Maidstone's known for? Is like Americana?
Americana with a touch of Swedish. The
Ooh.
owners are Swedish, so they always like to have a little bit of that flair in there. So there's Swedish meatballs on the menu.
Ooh.
They like to do a lot of different pastries and pies and things of that nature. I mean, they're not doing the desserts now. I mean, we have brownies and cookies, but that's it.
But it's still comfort food.
It is. They have a fantastic steak on the menu. They do a roasted chicken that's fantastic that I think the chef is going to prepare for us today on camera. A farro risotto, which is some of the best risotto I've ever had. It's with root vegetables. It's creamy. It's so delicious. And super satisfying. Farro is very hearty, so it's a great dish. And they do a classic cheese plate. They have the classic wedge salad with blue cheese dressing, which is my favorite. Just a lot of really great things happening over here. And their cocktail menu is fantastic too. We can't wait to get that bar hopping again.
Wait, so are you guys doing any cocktails to go?
We are doing wine and beer to go.
Wine and beer, everyone. Wine and beer.
Discounted too. It's 20% off, I believe.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's a nice little treat. And I locked myself out, so I have to knock on the door now.
And we are live, everyone. We are live. I love this.
So good.
But what I love too, people can dive deep into just having like wine pairings or craft beer pairings during this time. So
yeah, I mean, we have our full wine and beer menu available. So anything that they're interested in, if they need to have somebody pair wine for them, we can do that, certainly. And it's a nice little treat. It's something you would do at a restaurant. Why not do it at home?
Exactly. Savoring at home, having your in-home culinary adventures. Even if you're not cooking, you guys prepare it. Send over the wine or beer.
No, it's great. And I'm bringing you into the kitchen now. We're going into the depths of our kitchen. Gonna go meet our chef. He's over here doing some prep. Say hi to Chef Richard.
Good morning. How are you today?
Hey, Chef. Happy Tasteful Tuesday.
Same to you. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm enjoying the sun.
Yeah, it's a beautiful day.
It is a beautiful day, especially on the East End.
Leave you here with Richard for a
So
minute.
we're going to make a couple of dishes together today.
Okay.
Both of the dishes are dishes that we're offering on our to-go menu currently. The first one that I'm going to demo for you is a roasted chicken dish. It's a half of a heritage roasted chicken. I'm going to show it to you in just a moment once I get a fresh pair of gloves on here. So here's our roasted chicken. As I said, it's a half of a bird. What we do is we take the breast off. We leave one bone just for presentation purposes. And then we've got the leg and the thigh boned out completely together with the skin on. Once we've butchered the chickens in this manner, we marinate them in a mixture of garlic, fresh thyme, rosemary, sage, and parsley for at least 24 hours. And then we're going to go ahead and cook it. So I've got a pan warming up here. I'm going to put a little bit of oil in the pan, just enough to coat the bottom. The fat from the chicken is going to provide most of the oil that we'll need. We're going to season it very simply because it's already been marinated with just a little bit of salt and some freshly ground black pepper as well. And then we're going to place both of these together in a very, very hot pan, skin side down. We're going to leave it on the burner here for about 30 seconds just to start to get a little bit of color on the skin. And then we're going to pop it into a 400-degree oven. It takes about 8 to 12 minutes, depending on the size of the breast. And we're only going to cook the chicken on the skin side. We're never going to turn it over. The reason for that is because this heritage chicken, we want to keep it moist and really flavorful. If we do flip it over, it's going to end up drying the meat out a little bit. So as I said, once we see a little bit of color on the bottom of our chicken, we're going to go right into the oven with this. As I said, this is going to take about 10 or 12 minutes to cook. In the meantime, we're going to make our second dish today, and then we'll come back afterwards and finish the roasted chicken. Our second dish that we're going to do today for you, again, is offered on our to-go menu, and it's a beautiful farro risotto.
Ooh.
Farro is what they call a noble grain. It's a very ancient grain. It looks very similar to barley, but it cooks up a little differently. Before we got together today, I cooked this because it takes about an hour to an hour and a half to cook. We cook this in vegetable stock with fresh garlic and thyme, and we don't add salt until the end of the cooking process. The salt would retard the growth of the grain, and it would keep it from becoming tender. We want to cook this until it pops open, sort of like a sugar smack cereal. And what that does is it releases that tender inside of the grain, and it also brings out the starches, which make it really creamy and feel mouth-wise very similar to a traditional risotto that's made with arborio rice. The other ingredients that we're going to use today in the risotto are leeks. We diced the leeks up, and then we melted them with a little bit of butter and, again, vegetable stock, salt, and pepper. We've got parsnips, which I diced, and I caramelized those in a roasting pan. We did the same thing as well with spring carrots. They're diced and roasted. We have a little bit of fennel here just to add a little bit of sweetness and kind of a spring freshness to the dish. That's diced and quickly blanched. The only other ingredients we have, a little bit of fiend herbs that we're going to use to finish the risotto. The fiend herbs in this case are parsley, chives, tarragon, and chervil. Again, they add a nice, fresh spring flavor to the dish when it's completed. At the end, we're going to add a little bit of butter. So it's not a vegan dish. We can absolutely do this without butter, which would make it completely vegan as well. And the same goes for the Parmesan cheese. If somebody was vegan and requested it without any dairy, we could absolutely do that. I feel that when we're trying to recreate a risotto, both of these ingredients really bring the flavor to complete. However, it's not much of a loss if we decide to go without it and leave it vegan. The only other ingredient when I start the pan is a little bit of slivered garlic, which I have just in olive oil here. And I'm just going to get a little bit of color on that before we add the vegetables. So again, we're going to start with a fresh saute pan. We're going to get that warmed up. Take just a moment.
I have a question for you. So how long, so this is one of the dishes that we're doing for curbside and delivery?
Absolutely. That both of these dishes are. That's correct.
So does it take between 20 minutes? So just say I call now, it'll take about 20 to 30 minutes to make?
Well, that's kind of a fluid question. Because of the situation that we're in right now, I am literally the only person in the kitchen. I've been doing all the work myself. Once or twice a week, I bring in a little bit of help just to help keep the place cleaned up and get a few things done. But while we're here for safety reasons and for the health of all of our patrons, I'm the only person here. I'm wearing gloves at all times. We're sanitizing constantly throughout the day. But to answer your question as far as timeless, it really depends on the volume at that point in the day. This dish that I'm going to demonstrate for you now takes about 8 to 10 minutes to make. The chicken, as I said, it takes in total about 15, maybe 18 minutes. But when I do get a number of orders at once, we have to give people an extended time, about 30 to 45 minutes. Sometimes around 5 and 7, even up to an hour, just to allow me time to get around the kitchen and put everything together.
Wow.
So our pan is warmed up now. Again, I'm going to add a little bit of olive oil here, and then just a little bit of slivered garlic. I'd say it's equal to about a half a clove of garlic is all that you would need here. You see the pan top, so real quickly, we're going to start to get a little color on the garlic. And once that happens, we're going to add our roasted vegetables. So again, we're going to add our carrots. We're going to add our roasted parsnips. We're going to add our fennel. And lastly, we're going to add our leeks. Now that all the vegetables are in the pan, we're going to season again with salt and pepper. And we're going to quickly saute these vegetables one more time. At this point, all we're trying to achieve is to get the vegetables warmed back up because they've all been cooked ahead of time. Once we've warmed our vegetables up, now we're going to go ahead and cook and add the pre-cooked farro. Once our farro is in the pan, we're going to give it a quick toss again. And we're going to add a little bit of veg stock now just to bring everything together. So about 2 cups of farro, I added about a half a cup of vegetable stock. The farro is going to absorb most of that. And then once it's all heated up and we check the seasoning, we're going to finish the dish with the whole butter, Parmesan cheese, and fine herbs. The only other part of this dish that I'm going to demonstrate for you today is a little bit of a garnish of wild mushrooms that we put on top of the risotto before it goes out of the kitchen.
Okay. Are the mushrooms local?
Right now, the mushrooms are coming out of Pennsylvania. We will start to see local mushrooms within the next couple of weeks, hopefully. I've been in touch with local farmers and distributors. Things are a little bit kind of fragmented right now as far as what their timelines are, what their delivery schedules and things like that are going to be. It's a bit of a moving target. But as soon as fresh ingredients and local ingredients are available, that's one thing that we really believe in here at the Maidstone, and we're going to be utilizing extensively. Local farms, local dairy, local cheeses, obviously local shellfish as well. So the risotto is getting pretty close. I'm going to turn that down and just let it continue to absorb the vegetable stock that we added. In the meantime, in a separate hot pan, again, just a touch of olive oil and about 3/4 cup of sliced or whole, depending on the size of them, wild mushrooms. They're going to go into the pan. And as always, we're going to season with a little bit of salt and pepper. These are going to cook really quickly. And while those are cooking, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to finish off our risotto. So here we have some Parmesan cheese. We're going to sprinkle that in. We're going to add our fine herbs now. And we're going to add a little bit of whole butter just to bring the whole dish together. Our mushrooms are almost done already. To that, I'm going to add just a little bit of butter for them to absorb just for some nice flavor. And set those aside. Our risotto's looking really nice. Once that butter is completely melted and all the cheese is incorporated, we're going to go ahead and plate this.
What is one of your favorite items at the Maidstone to make?
What is good? Well, I'm really, really excited about the spring vegetables. Local berries are going to start happening, and also all the fish and shellfish that people are going to be harvesting for us locally. Those are the things that I get excited about this time of year.
Well, I'm excited too.
It's all done. As you can see, it's very creamy now. There's lots of herbs in there. I wish you could smell it because it's got this really nice kind of roasted sweetness to it. It's absolutely delicious. So we're just going to simply plate this in the center of our bowl. We're going to top that with a little bit of our sauteed mushrooms. And on top, a little bit more Parmesan cheese and a pinch of fine herbs. And that's our first dish.
Wow.
Let me make sure you can see that real well. There we
Oh,
go.
that looks so good. Oh my goodness.
I'm trying to get this right for you. There you are.
Wow.
That's our roasted root vegetable and farro risotto with wild mushrooms.
That's going to be on my menu next week.
Yep. This one is a beauty. It's one of my favorite dishes. And it's so versatile. Like I said, it's pretty much a vegetarian dish to start with. It's not vegan, but if we do go ahead and do it without the butter and the Parmesan cheese, you're not really suffering much. It's a wonderful, wonderful dish. We're going to take a peek at our chicken now and see how far that's coming along. And it's going to be pretty hot coming out of the oven. So the way that I check this for doneness, the thigh is smaller and it's going to cook a little bit quicker than the breast. I leave the tender on the breast and I simply flip it up. I can see now that this needs a little more time, so we're going to go right back in the oven with this. Probably about 5 more minutes. The chicken that we're serving on the to-go menu or the curbside menu presently is served very simply with some seasonal vegetables. In this case, because of the springtime, we're using baby carrots, fresh asparagus, and again, a little bit of fennel. I'm trying to add lightness and this effervescence to our dishes. I want people to feel healthful right now. I want people to acknowledge that spring is happening regardless of what else is going on in our world today. And this dish is something that should highlight that. So again, we're going to warm up a pan. We're going to add a little bit of stock to the pan. And first, we're going to add our fennel and carrots because the green vegetables will brown if they stay in a hot pan too long. We're going to add those towards the end. So we've got our fennel and our carrots in here. They're going to just warm up nice and slowly. These were cooked ahead of time as well. So basically, I'm just reheating today. And hopefully in a moment or two, our chicken will be ready for us.
Oh. So delivery, do you guys, so how far are the delivery going to? Are you going more to like Montauk, or are you starting East Hampton, Montauk?
We're serving our menu from 12 o'clock noon until 7 p.m., 7 days a week right now. And our delivery range, we're trying to be as versatile as we can. So we're delivering to all of East Hampton, including Springs, Amagansett, Sag Harbor, and as far as Wainscott.
Okay.
So far, we've been doing really well. We kind of relaunched this to-go menu last Thursday, and every day we've been doing more and more business. So, you know, this is an opportunity as well for me to thank the local population out here, everybody that's been supporting us and that will continue to support us. We can't be here without you guys, and we haven't forgotten you people. So thank you very much for supporting us. And hopefully during all these difficult times, we're adding a little bit of brightness to people's day by delivering or having them pick up fresh, local, and delicious food.
And what I love what you're doing, Jeff, especially, you know, what you guys are doing at Maidstone. Oh, I would love to see your face. Yeah. What you guys are doing at the Maidstone is giving the comfort so people can have their favorite, just a taste of Maidstone at home.
Yeah.
So the fact that everyone savoring local, like definitely add Maidstone into the list. You get to see what chefs preparing. And what I love too, you guys are taking precautions with everything. You know, make sure you have your gloves on. You're the only one in the kitchen. And I can see that being a challenge, but I'm grateful that you're doing that because it shows that you really do care.
So it is a little bit of a challenge. We practice good hygiene in the kitchen every single day of the year, 365 days, and it's always of the utmost importance. Obviously, in times like this, it takes a step even further.
Yes.
The first thing that we talked about when we decided that we were going to do a menu like this is how we were going to ensure the safety of the people that are going to be picking up or receiving deliveries. And we spent most of a day going over our game plan to ensure that everything that we did was as safe as humanly possible. That was our number one priority before we even decided that we were going to launch this. As I said, being alone in the kitchen, it enables me to manage that really, really well. It does get difficult when we get a little bit of busy.
Yes.
But it's something that we're proud to be doing and we're taking as seriously as possible. We don't want to ever have any problems with our guests or here at the hotel, and knock on wood, we haven't had any problems so far. We're gonna go ahead and take a look at that chicken. But before that, I'm gonna add our asparagus now. I'm gonna add a little bit more stock because those vegetables took most of it up while we were talking. And one more time, we're just gonna add, if I can find it, a little bit more butter. There we go. So here's our chicken, and it's done now. It looks absolutely beautiful. If you can see the color on the skin there,
Wow.
where all the flavor comes from. And as I mentioned, if you look at the bottom side, this is why it's going to be such a juicy, delicious, tender piece of chicken, because we didn't dry the meat out by cooking it on that side. We're going to let that relax for just a moment while we plate up our bed. Go down with the asparagus first. Then we're just going to find a little place around that for all of our carrots and our fennel. And then on top of that is going to go our chicken. A little bit of the pan sauce. And we're done. Here's our roasted chicken with spring vegetables.
Oh my goodness.
I'm sorry, I'm doing the best I can with this camera.
No, you're fine. I'm definitely adding that to my order next week too.
So far, this has been one of our best sellers, and we've been getting really, really positive feedback on it. So we're excited about this dish. And there'll be some variation of this on the menu as well when we do reopen.
Okay. Well, Chef, I really loved this time with you. I loved learning how to make those two dishes, and I'm excited to meet you when things get better.
That was what I was just going to say. I hope that we get to meet each other in person as soon as possible, and you get to come in for a meal with your family or your friends once all of this madness gets beyond us.
Definitely. Or I can even have, because we also have a show on LTV called Savor the Moments with Tia and Friends. So this is basically a spinoff during this time.
Wonderful.
I would love to come in and sit down with you and learn more about your journey and see what other savory dishes you have going on.
Well, let's consider it a date with a date to be determined.
Yes.
Thank you so much for having us today. We really love it.
Thank you so much for being on Savor Local Eateries. I really appreciate you, Chef.
It's an honor. Have a wonderful day and stay safe.
You too. And it's Jessica's. Oh, there's Jessica.
Hi. Perfect timing.
Oh perfect timing. And I'm so excited. I literally wrote down, they're on my list on Monday. So we're going to be ordering on Monday because each week, Jessica, we're so this week we dove into Haskell seafood. So we got a ton of fish. And of course, we're adding you into the mix, Complete Burger. That's on our menu this week. Next week will be you guys and another Sag Harbor restaurant. So we're supporting local as much as we can every week.
I love it. I think everybody's been really, really coming out. From everywhere. Just trying to make sure we stay busy and stay in business.
Yes, and you will. You know, we have a lot of local support. Everyone, if you live on the East End, especially East Hampton, Amagansett Springs, Watermill, Winscott, Sag Harbor.
Yeah.
I know Montauk's far, but you guys, even during this time, like their Facebook page, like their Instagram page. Do you guys have gift certificates?
I believe we do. I haven't seen them, but I'm sure they must.
Yeah, because that will be something too, in case if you're too far to order, but you definitely want to have that experience later on this season, definitely get a gift certificate.
Yeah, no, it's great. I mean, and just if you can come out this summer, come stay at the hotel, stay on property. It's so beautiful. You know, the lounge, the bar is gorgeous. You can see it there.
Yes.
The fireplace is going all the time.
Wow.
It's just really fun. It's like a really beautiful, beautiful property.
Well, I'm excited to celebrate the many moments, whether it's summer, spring, fall, or winter, because you guys are open year round. So it's not just a seasonal affair. It's year round.
It is. It's really one of the best properties, I think, going. And, you know, the general manager here on property, he's running things top notch. He's above and beyond probably one of the best managers they've had here.
Wow.
He's doing some great things. So we need to get this virus out of here and get summer going.
Yes. So everyone, make sure you follow them on social media channels. Check out their website. What is the telephone number for them to call?
It's 631-324-5006.
Okay. Well, until next time, Jessica, don't forget to follow her at the Complete Burger on Instagram and Facebook.
Thanks.
Right?
Absolutely. Instagram and Facebook, and then also the maidstone.com if you want to check out our menu online there.
And we will make sure to have this on Savour TV's website this week. You guys will be able to see what they have. We will navigate it over to the Maidstone. So just stay tuned, everyone. Make sure you continue to savor local, because this is a time where all of the locals will need you, from restaurants, hotels, food producers, anything you can think of. This is our time to help. So,
Thanks.
thank
Tia.
you, Jessica.
Love you. Be
Until
safe.
next time, everyone, savor local.
Be well.